You're right. I'll give you that one. I have another story. It wasn't really a date because it was the same day that I met this dude, but it just went badly, so we're just going to call it another bad date story. I live in Mobile, Alabama, okay? And so one thing that we do down here in Mobile, Alabama is Mardi Gras. I am going downtown, hanging out with some friends, getting ready to go to Mardi Gras. And I was in a bad mood. Y'all will get it. Like, basically, there's a bill that you think you canceled because you no longer need the service, and then it hits your account, and then it takes all your money that you wanted to spend at Mardi Gras. And they're like, yeah, we'll refund you, but, like, it'll take 3 to 5 business days. That's what happened to me. I was cranky, irritated, like, trying to figure out where my friends are because they're, like, social butterflies and, like, make new friends every 5 seconds. So I'm walking down the street in, like, my whole, like, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't breathe in my direction kind of energy. And it's always when you're in that energy that the men with audacity in a not good way decide to step the F up. Because I'm sitting there minding my own business. I mean, like, looking straight ahead on the phone, literally like, where are you at? Like, talking to one of my friends, like, not in a good mood, not happy. And this man leans out of nowhere and goes, hey, I like your pants. And I said, thank you. And I continue walking. And let me tell you, he was a cutie too. So I go down the street and I'm standing on a corner. I'm waiting on one of my friends and this man comes walking down the street. And I'm like, here he comes. And he smiles at me and he's like, I promise I'm not following you. I'm just like going to buy my friends some food because they're a little lost in the sauce and they need some food. And I'm going to go buy myself a drink. Do you need anything? Do I need anything? And y'all, he was beefy. Like, he was big, he was beefy, he was curvaceous, he had some meat on his bones, and y'all know I like that. So I was like, no, I'm good, you know, like, thank you though, I appreciate it. I'm just waiting on one of my friends. And so then he's like, okay, well, you should come stand over here with us. And I was like, I will. I totally will. Let me get my friends. Let me corral my friends. And we'll come stand with y'all. And they were also in a good spot, too. They were in a really good spot for the parades. And y'all know you need to be in a good spot for the parades. Whenever I get over there, he starts being very touchy with me. Typically, that's a big turn off for me. Like, don't be overly touchy with me if you haven't built enough rapport. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some men that have gotten away with it because they built good rapport. But he starts being touchy with me. And I was like... I mean, honestly, I was feeling it, though. This beautiful, beautiful beefy man. Like, tall, beefy man. Like, all right, cool, this is fine. And, like, at this point, I'm a little cross-eyed, a little losty in the saucy, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I had drank some things, breathed in some things, and so I'm feeling myself. And my friends keep looking at me and giving me the, you good? And I'm like, and they're like, okay. Keep in mind, I just met this man. Very much not like me. And as the parade continues to pursue, this man continues to be very touchy with me. And I'm like, no, I'm not bothered by it. I'm like, whatever. Until he starts getting really close to my face and like bringing his face really close to my face. And I'm like, And, you know, there were a few red flags already that I just like happened to look over. But one of which was that he would not tell me his last name. And I was like, I get that because like people, you know, like are creepy. Like, you could give somebody your last name and they could become a stalker. But at this point, he had already gotten my last name. He had seen my social media. And, like, we literally, like, he saw my TikTok and was like, ooh, like, I'm just using you for clout, like, jokingly. And I was like, well, in order to use me for clout, I'd have to know your social media so that I could tag your social media. But you won't give it to me. After this, he's, like, taking my phone, taking pictures on it, taking pictures of me. Like, it's being just very, like, forward. And usually I'm like, no to that. But something about it, he was doing something right, you know? Like, there was something about what he was doing that I was, like, playing into. Until he says, I live downtown. My apartment is about a 5-minute walk from where we're at. And you should come back with me. And I was like, no. End of sentence, right? He kept being like, well, what are your plans later? And I was like, well, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. You're more than welcome to come hang out with us. You and all your friends can come hang out with us. Because they were really good vibes. They were so nice, so sweet. And he kept being like, no, I want to get you by yourself. And I was like, no. You got to come hang out with us first. You got to build rapport. He ended up leaving. And then he came back to hang out a little later. And I was very lost in the sauce. And he came back, literally asked me if I was going to go back to his apartment with him. And I said no. And I was like, I'm literally here hanging out with my friends. And so he leaves. And then he comes back later on and asks me again. And I kept telling him, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, you're doing really well in the, like, making me like you space, not in the I want to come back to your apartment space. It was just really weird how pushy he was. He continues to text me and stuff like that. And the whole time he's just like, hey, let's, like, you know, like, hang out. Like, literally one day he was like, hey, bro, trying to cuddle, something like that. And I was like, no, I'm trying to get to know someone before I'm intimate with them. It just kept building and building and building until I started just, like, not responding to him. Not to mention that whenever I, like, wouldn't respond to him, his go-to was to text me boo. Like, B-O-O. boo. And I don't know if he was trying to be like, boo, like, I startled you, or if he was trying to be like, boo, you know, like, I don't know which one. So finally I was like, let me just try explaining to this man. I had just went through a really hard heartbreak, really bad heartbreak that like was devastating. And so I explained that to him and I was like, look, I'm just not in a place to really be that intimate with someone right now. Sorry, like, I can't do it. But I have enjoyed talking to you. I've enjoyed getting to know you. So let's continue to hang out as friends. Whenever I'm out downtown, maybe we can all get together and like hang out more, and I can continue to get to know you as a friend until I'm ready to try something more intimate. And his response was something to the tune of, I'm not interested in getting to know your friends. I'm interested in getting to know you. I understand that I was too pushy with you, so I'm willing to dial it back. We can continue getting to know each other with no expectations, but I only want to get to know you. And the red flags all the way up to this point have been, I want to get you alone. I want to get you alone. Do I think that he was a serial killer or something like that? Absolutely not. I don't. It's still weird that you don't want to get to know someone in a public space and that the only thing you can think of is, I want to get you alone. I want to get you alone. I want to do things with you. I want to get you in a space where you're vulnerable, where I can push you to do things that you're not comfortable doing. And so I didn't respond. And so he texted me, boo, again. And so I literally was like, I don't know what to say to you. I literally have told you what my boundaries were. You did not like them. And so I set up stronger boundaries for you, and then you were okay with the first boundaries, which shows me that you were capable of respecting my boundaries the whole time and just chose not to. So I have nothing to say to you. Needless to say, I deleted his number after that and removed him from Snapchat because that was the only social media that he had, and haven't heard from him since.